Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my YouTube channel. Hope you are all doing well. My name is Regan. For my returning viewers and also to my new subscribers, I surely appreciate so much for your great support always. So for now, Kenyans, today, William Samoei Ruto held a State of the Nation address at the National Assembly. And during that State of the Nation address, he came out and unveiled an ambitious 10-year national plan anchored on 4 major priorities. The first priority was human capital investment. The second was irrigation. The third one was energy. Then the last one was transport and logistics. But I want us to talk about this part of human capital investment. And again, remember this. Today, William Samoei Ruto has come out to reveal that amekuwa akiongea sana na these Asian tigers. And as we know, the Asian tigers are like South Korea, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Malaysia. Eti yeye amekuwa akiongea sana na these Asian tigers. Na anasema that hakuna difference kubwa yenye ilikuwa hapo in between the Asian tigers and Kenya. And he's coming out to talk some of the things zenye even up to now you will be shocked. And he's coming out to say that those Asian tigers invested in their people and refused to be trapped in their limitations of their circumstances. And for now, he's coming out to say that today they stand as first world economies, and if they could rise, so Kenya, it can be done. Those are the things which William Samoei Ruto today came out and said during the State of the Nation address. But Kenyans, of all things William Samoei Ruto has come out to say, William Samoei Ruto anatubeba kama wafala. Because yeye anakama out kusema that at independence, there was no material difference in the development indicators between Kenya and Asian tigers. But this one you won't believe, because according to the fact check, is coming out to tell that literacy rates in Singapore, Taiwan, and Malaysia in 1965 was 75, 78, 76 respectively, while Kenyans was below 40%. So hiyo inaonyesha already William Samoei Ruto ameshatupiga chenga, because yeye alikuwa anasema that there was no material difference in the development indicators between Kenya and Asian tigers at independence. But for now, the fact check is coming out to tell us that during that time at independence, Singapore, Taiwan, and Malaysia was at 75, 78, and 76 respectively, while Kenya was below 40%. So up to now, that's the first lie William Samoei Ruto ameshatupata naye. And again, Kenyans, remember this. William Samoei Ruto so far, if you go and listen to that speech of William Samoei Ruto during that State of the Nation address, you will realize that William Samoei Ruto amebadilisha agenda. And for now, William Samoei Ruto's agenda for now as we are talking, amechange. Ye anataka sahi ku come up na this agenda ya ku make Kenya a first world country. Do you remember during 2022, William Samoei Ruto alikuwa na certain agenda. Na hii agenda ilikuwa ya bottom up. Alikuwa anaongelelea the mama mboga and the boda boda. So far ameachana na hiyo mambo. Saa hii William Samoei Ruto ana focus for his second term. And for this second term, ana come out with agenda. And this agenda is now to make Kenya a first world country. And don't be surprised, because I know most of the Kenyans, they will end up being convinced about this issue. Do you remember in 2022, many of the people were convinced, including the mama mboga and the boda boda. But for now, William Samoei Ruto is now focusing for the second term. And that's why he has come up with something like a narrative. And this narrative is about making Kenya a first world country. And as I've told you, don't be surprised. Many of the people will end up being surprised. And for now, during that State of the Nation address, I've seen how the MPs were excited with the roads and the dams. And that shows that William Samoei Ruto ndio ana control the parliament. Hakuna timamba ati independence sijui nini na nini, hakuna. William Samoei Ruto ndo ni kichwa ya parliament, because ameenda pale, ameongea, ametaja narrative zake, ametaja ambitions zake. And again, for you to understand that William Samoei Ruto is someone mwenye sahi ana focus for the second term, everything yenye amongelelea pale anasema that in 10 years time, in 10 years time. So unashanga in 10 years na baada hata first term yake hajamaliza, ako in 3 years time, amebakisha years 2. Hiyo ingine ya 5 ya juu bado anasema that in 10 years time. So it's someone mwenye hana shughuli na sahi, yeye sahi anaangalia mbele. Hiyo 10 years time yenye anasema hiyo. And that's why he's coming out with this kind of narrative ya kumake Kenya a first world country. Ndio, it's good to have an ambition, okay? But the person mwenye ako na hii ambition ndi ako na shida. Si ambition, hapana. Mwenye hii ambition ndi ako na shida. Because for him, yana come out with some kind of narratives zenye unashangaa ndio umekuja na narrative, okay? But kuzi implement zitakuwa ngumu. Do you remember that narrative of Mama Mboga ya bottom up? Sahi, it's no longer about the bottom up. For now, William Samoei Ruto is coming out to talk about making Kenya a first world country. And is coming out to compare Kenya with the Asian tigers, the likes of Kina Malaysia, the likes of Kina South Korea and others. But up to now, you have to notice one thing. William Samoei Ruto, all the things zenye anafanya sahi, he's focusing for his second term. And remember, ako sahi on the first term. 3 years imeenda, amebakisha 2 years. In these 2 years, sijui William Samoei Ruto anapanga kufanya nini, because all the things zenye anapanga sahi ina take duration of 10 years. So these 2 years tutarajia kuna kitu yenye William Samoei Ruto anaenda kufanya, because all the things zenye anasema ye ana focus in 10 years time. Hakuna cha sijui 2 years time, hakuna. Ye anasema in 10 years time. And that's why nimekuambia that MPs wakiwa pale during that time of State of the Nation address, wamekama out, wamefurahia, wana shout 2 term.
Honorable members.
And that's a clear indication that William Samoei Ruto amechukua ma MPs wote vichwa akaweka kwa mifuko, because yeye ndo ana control that parliament. The way anaongea, the way anasema kila kitu, unapata the section of the MPs that are now standing up shouting 2 term, 2 term, because William Samoei Ruto amekama out kuongelelea maneno na mabarabara na maneno na madams. And remember, this is not the first time we are hearing these term dams. William Samoei Ruto ameongelelea hii mambo na dams mara mingi sana. But for now, you are finding an MP with his all 5 common senses standing up shouting 2 term during this speech of William Samoei Ruto at the State of the Nation address event. But up to now, William Samoei Ruto ana target the second term. Yeye hapo ndo target yake. And that's why majority of the things zenye amekama out kusema leo akiwa pale National Assembly, most of them anaongelelea 10 years time. 10 years time. Yeye anasema ambition ya 10 years. So unashangaa hii 10 years na hata hii first term hujamaliza. Already uko kwa mwaka ya 3. Umebakisha 2. Hizi 2 si useme hata in this 2 years time ndakuwa nimefanya hii na hii na hii. But for William Samoei Ruto is coming out to talk about 10 years ambition. Yeye anaongelelea maneno na 10 years. Haongelelei hii miaka 2 yenye imebaki. Yeye anaongelelea maneno na 10 years. And that shows that William Samoei Ruto sai kila kitu amedivert to the second term. And that's why this first term already imeenda a flop. Zile promises zenye alisema zimeenda hivyo. Kila kitu yenye aliahidi imeenda hivyo. Agenda zake sai ana focus nayo second term. And that's why anakama kuongelelea vitu za 10 years time. Hizo ambitions zake. Sijui kufanya Kenya ikuwe kama Singapore. Ndio kukuwa na ambition si mbaya. But for William Samoei Ruto, it has reached to an extent whereby is an excess thing. Yana kama utanasema nataka kufanya Kenya ikuwe kama Singapore. But the leaders wenye wanamsurround, sidhani kama wanaweza fanya Kenya ikuwe kama Singapore. The likes of kina MPs wenye tuko nao sahi sidhani, because for them wanasimama kushout 2 term, but they doesn't even look at the state of the nation, because the state of the nation sahi, ukienda ukiangalia bei ya unga iko mahali pake, bei ya mafuta iko mahali pake, stima, tokens, nini iko mahali pake. So for William Samoei Ruto is coming out to talk about the ambition which itakuwa implemented in 10 years thing. So for him, he is having an ambition of 10 years, not these 2 years yenye imebaki. So yeye anajaribu sasa come out with the agenda, and that's the mission of William Samoei Ruto, because for now he's focusing for the second term, and that's why he has come out with this narrative of first world country. And this narrative, don't be surprised, because William Samoei Ruto will end up convincing many of the people. Remember what happened in 2022 during the campaign. William Samoei Ruto alisema hii serikali itakuwa made of mama mboga nini, itakuwa tu all about kusaidia wenye wako chini wapande juu. Lakini saa hii it's no longer about the bottom up. And that's why unapata William Samoei Ruto during that speech at the National Assembly of State of the Nation address, unapata some of the MPs wanasimama eti wana shout 2 term. Then up to now you will find a person saying that we are having a very, very legit parliament. No, we are not having a legit parliament. We are having a controlled parliament. And that's why unapata huwa wanapitisha some of the bills zenye hata wewe mwenyewe za kama mwananchi utajiuliza what's really going on with this kind of parliament yenye tuko nayo. So up to now William Samoei Ruto is having an influence over parliament. And that's why uliona some section of the MPs walisimama kushout 2 term. So they are like headless chickens. Wanasimama tu ovyo ovyo, wanasherekea kitu yenye hawajui ni nini. Hawajui William Samoei Ruto sahi yeye ameachana na imani ya first term. Yeye anatafuta second term. So for now Kenyans, for more updates and have not subscribed to YouTube channel, ensure you subscribe to YouTube channel, like the video, share, and also don't forget to comment. Otherwise, what's your opinion? Drop it at the comment section. Otherwise, thanks so much for great support. Let's meet in another video.